Ready? Call a meeting of the Laverne Planning Commission, January the 26th, 2010 to order, please. We have a quorum present. Would you look over the minutes? And I need an approval.
Make the motion to approve.
We have a motion to approve. Do I hear a second?
Second.
I have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Old business, recommendation, Board of Mayor and Alderman, amend Article 4, Section 4.070 to the zoning ordinance to allow yard sale signs in the right-of-way. Mr. Grant.
Chairman, this is the municipal code item we've been working on with Bruce. This is, I know we spoke about it in a few of the workshops, and this would address the yard sale signs. And also the display of the signs would be, as we had discussed, from Thursday through Sunday. And it does only address the signs. The actual yard sales and conduction of the yard sales are in the municipal code.
Mr. Chairman, we discussed at length, and I'd like to send a favourable recommendation to Mayor Alderman as submitted.
We have a motion to approve.
I'll second it.
Have a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Passed. New business, recommendation, Board of Mayor and Alderman, rezoning request properties located at intersection of Sand Hill Road, Fergus Road, tax map 14, parcel 32 and 40, consisting of 1.41 acres, current zoning R2, medium density, and C3 neighborhood service commercial district. Proposed zoning R2, medium density residential, and C3 neighborhood service commercial district requested by Timber Oak Properties and Ammonon's Traveling. Grant?
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. This is the rezoning request for the property there at the corner of Sand Hill and Fergus. The initial rezoning for this parcel was done, I think, in 2007. It basically, this is just a property swap on the rezonings. It takes the small thin portion right here and rezones it to R2 to match this property here, and then this back portion of this lot would be rezoned to C3 to make this lot more deeper and better for development. I know we talked about this also in the workshop, and the developer's proposing to construct a dollar store and has agreed to add the turn lane on Sand Hill Road, which was what was approved with the previous site plan approval in that location.
There was also a lot of discussion on this before when they were going to put a service station in there, wasn't it?
Yes.
About the turn-in for the trailer trucks.
We had several issues with that, and I think they're open to looking at the options for the truck access on the lot.
Any questions, gentlemen?
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve.
We have a motion to approve. Do I hear a second?
Second.
I have a second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Passed. Number 3, final plat, Bobby Smith subdivision, 2 lots located at tax map 15M Group B, parcel 5.01, C2 zoning district, owned by Bobby Smith Investments Incorporated. Grant?
Yes, sir. We had a request to defer this item. They have a couple of variances they're going to need to have BOZA look at.
Okay. Motion to deferred. Number 4, concept plan, Anna Jones property, 2 lots located at 113 Mill Street, tax map 17D, Group A, parcel 5, R1 zoning district, owned by Anna Johnson.
Yes, sir. This is the proposed subdivision to split one lot into two lots on Mile Street. This new lot would be served by an access easement, which is allowed in our subdivision regulations. This shows an aerial here that kind of shows there's the existing house. We're proposing to put the new house in this location with the building envelope. So R1 zone. So it is all low-density residential. Some pictures just showing the existing lot. There's the so grown up in that area. There's existing house. There's the view of the driveway, and the house is located over in this area. So I think we talked about a shared driveway for this too, and that'd be something we want to have on the final plat.
Yeah, I see they've noted it on the concept plan here.
Chairman, I make a motion to accept the concept plan as submitted.
Have a motion to accept as submitted. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Have a second. All in favor? Aye. Motion carried. Number 5, final plat of G and CB Enterprises, 2 lots located at 287 Sand Hill Road, tax map 141, Group C, Parcel 1, C2 zoning district owned by G and CB Enterprises. Grant?
Yes, sir. We've received a deferral request for this item, and there's also the next item on the agenda.
And number 6 is deferred too?
Yes, sir.
Grant, is Kentucky playing tonight? You're starting to defer awful lot. Are they?
Actually, they are, yeah.
Number 7, recommendation to the Board of Mayor and Aldermen to amend the zoning ordinance by amending the following sections. Amend Article 2, Section 2.020 to add definitions for extraction, mining, and quarrying activities. Amend Article 5, Section 5.054.2 to add special exemptions in the I-2 zoning district for mining and ordinance activities and uses not otherwise listed in Laverne zoning ordinance. Amend Article 5, Section 5.054.4 to add a special exemption in the I-3 zoning districts for extensive manufacturing and scrap operations. Amend Article 5, Productions and Extractions, Mining Activities, and Related Services for location within I-3 Special Industrial District. And amend Article 5 by adding a new section 5.054.3 entitled Special Provisions Applicable to Resource Productions, Extractions, Quarrying, Mining, and related activities for location by special exemption within I-2 Heavy Industrial District. Mr. Grant, I'm out of breath.
Well, Mr. Chairman, I have a question for Mr. Green. Why do we have I-3 on here?
I-3 is just for the scrap operations. It's just another thing that when we were reviewing the zoning ordinance, we wanted to get that cleared up too. It's currently in a I-3, and we wanted to keep that where it was at, just add it as a special exception, so there's the process to approve it. It doesn't relate to the quarries, though. The quarries would be in a I-2.
I-2 with a special section.
Yes, sir.
We have control over that. Planning board does, okay.
Yes, sir.
Do we
And
also
board
have the
zoning.
control over the I-3?
The I-3, we would be clarifying that for the scrap operations and adding that as a special exception for that. And the other note I wanted to make too was in the report, I didn't change this, but we wanted to cover uses not otherwise listed too. We'd spoken with Evan about this, and he said, you know, that he felt that it would be a good idea to do this, to add things that, for uses that aren't currently in our zoning ordinance, it would cover that, so that in the event that we had an application for something that's not currently there, it would give us a provision to approve that type of use. And I had moved that to the I-2 zoning district with a special exception, and for the reason being there is if we received an application for you know, I think what I had sent to you all was like some sort of green energy type use, or, you know, solar power, you know, type of industry. We'd want a provision to accept that in the I-2 if it were a more if it were a use that were more possibly a nuisance to the surrounding area. You know, we'd also want to be able to look at that too with a special exception. So I think that covers us both ways in the I-2 zone.
I think that with this being as long and detailed as it is, I'll ask for a recommendation, please, one way or the other.
Mr. Chairman, we discussed it at length, and I'd like to send on a favourable recommendation to Mayor Alderman as submitted.
We have a recommendation for a favorable. Do I hear a second?
Second.
We have a second. I'm going to ask for a roll call. Charles?
Yes. Aye.
Aye.
Abstain?
Aye.
Aye.
Passed. One abstention. Number 8, recommendation of Board and Alderman to amend Article 5 of the Laverne zoning ordinance by adding a new section 5.056.1 for Walden Road and Murfreesboro Road Streetscape District. Grant?
Chairman, I know we've discussed this in the workshops the last several months, and in order to maybe get some more public opinion on it, I think what was discussed was possibly doing a public hearing on this, if that's okay with you all at the Planning Commission level.
Mr. Chairman, we have discussed it at length, and I would agree with staff, and I would make a motion to list a public hearing.
We have a recommendation for a public hearing. Do I hear a second?
A second.
We have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Number 9, recommendations to the Board of Mayor and Alderman amend Article 5 of the Laverne zoning ordinance by adding a new section 5.0562 for the South Waldron Overlay District. Mr. Grant?
Yes, sir. This is the another overlay district we were looking at. I think what we'd also want to do is have a public hearing on this as well.
It would be good if you can show that up there where we're talking about on that, because some people may not understand that.
Yes, sir. Currently, what
You want
we're
Grant to explain that?
currently what we're looking at is the new commercial development, any new commercial development that would be south of the interstate, with the exception of some of the areas that are currently planned for industrial warehousing in Center Point and Charter Place. Now, this also would include multifamily development, which would include this parcel and any multifamily development in this R3 area here. So if we had an application for condos or townhomes, it would fall under this overlay district and the other requirements that it entails. But this is basically the area we're looking at. I haven't amended this map to show, when we spoke about including this area too, because it's along the interstate, and we want the interstate frontage to have the exterior requirements in order to look better.
But it would run from interstate to the city limits of Smyrna, right? Along the interstate?
Yes, sir.
Once you get the other map done.
Yes, sir, it would go to Smyrna, and then also Davidson County, this border here. And it wouldn't include single-family development, though. It wouldn't include single-family houses. It would,
Just mostly includes commercial.
yes, sir.
Right.
Yeah, commercial, industrial, and multifamily.
Then, Mr. Chairman, I'll make a recommendation we hold a public hearing for the rezoning.
We have a recommendation for a public hearing. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passed. Next up is money.
Mr. Chairman, everybody should have a bond list in front of them. Basically, everything is caught up. There's one that's going to expire January 31st, but it's set to renew on its own, so it'll be renewed just as soon as that date gets here. The rest of them, there's a few coming up in March. Will be the next ones, I think mid-March. Other than that, everything's about the same as it was last month.
Good deal. Good deal. Anything else, gentlemen?
And Mr. Chairman, I'd just like to mention to the citizens that if they have any questions regarding this overlay district, it is a big step for us. I would encourage citizens to contact the city and ask the questions and get involved.
I agree. Anything else, gentlemen? Meeting adjourned.